My beloved child, listen carefully. What you are about to hear is not random, not symbolic, and not meant for everyone. On today, something shifted around you that cannot be reversed. One time, Archangel Michael saw something so precise and well planned by God that 1,000 evil forces lost control all at once. It wasn't because of chaos or struggle, but because of authority. It made you feel confused, antsy, and like there was a strange calm after all the stress. Even though you didn't have words for it, heaven wrote it down clearly. You got this message because you were right in the middle of that shift. To start, let me be clear. This wasn't about getting in trouble. It was about where to stand. For a long time, resistance that you couldn't see surrounded your life. It wasn't because you were weak, but because you were marked. There were wait times that didn't make sense, emotional weight that wasn't yours, and cycles that tried to happen again and again without your permission. Today, Archangel Michael came forward as a witness and a warrior. He did this without making a lot of noise or being scared. Things that were against you could not stay when the order was given. There wasn't a battle because there wasn't a need for one. That's what makes this moment so strong. Heaven's order takes away something without leaving chaos behind. It makes room, and you can start to feel that space now. A weight lifting, a mental fog getting clearer. It's like something old is over, but nothing has changed on the outside yet. This is the start of divine shifts. When you're not looking at it, it's very quiet. Pay close attention. It wasn't hard for those dark forces to fall. They fell because there wasn't enough time. There is a divine timeline, and you went over a line without realizing it. Some permissions and assignments that were put on you were taken away. Some voices that were making you think of confusing things lost their way. Archangel Michael did not step in to help with feelings. He stepped in legally, spiritually, and decisively. Things that were okay before are not okay now. This could make you wonder, why do I feel exposed? What's wrong with the people around me? What makes some relationships feel suddenly out of whack? That's because darkness shows itself before it goes away when it moves. Masks fall off, patterns break, and the truth starts to come out, subtly but unavoidably. This is not meant to scare you. This is to get you ready. The things that are being shown to you are not meant to hurt you. You should no longer have to carry something that was never yours. Today, another event that most people miss took place. Your spiritual edge has changed. The limits on your life were made stronger, not made tighter, but made clearer. You should no longer put up with things that drain you, confuse you, or slow your growth. Archangel Michael does more than just defend. He hurts people. He pulls apart things that look familiar from things that are lined up. During that time of separation, it can feel awkward before it feels calm. This season, don't rush. Do not make people answer. Do not try to get explanations. The change that took place is still settling into your physical world. It's like a door that's been opened from the inside. You certainly don't have to force it open. All you have to do is notice that it's not closed anymore. Now, chances, conversations, and insights will come to you in a different way. Focus on what feels lighter, not what sounds louder. I want you to stop and ground this moment before we go any further. If you feel the shift I'm talking about, if you think something has really changed since then, I'd like you to seal that recognition today. Write this word in the comments below, Amen. Not just as a normal answer, but as a statement that you recognize what God has done. When you write Amen, you're not just commenting. You are agreeing with what your spirit tells you. It's like, yes, I felt it. I did get it. Yes. Yes, I'm going to walk in it. Your Amen should be like a signature on God's work in your life. That is where the alignment is coming together. You need to understand this very important thing. Even though 1,000 dark forces fell, temptation is still there. It means that you have been given power again. At this point, you are being trusted with more discernment. More choices are important. Words are stronger. Silence is no longer a weakness. It's a tool. That's why Archangel Michael has something to say. So don't mistake this new clarity for being alone. You're not by yourself. You are getting better. If you feel like you need to clean up, organize, let go, or get away from noise, that's not a coincidence. The way your environment is reacting to the change is shown there. What can be seen must change when what can't be seen does. Allow it. Don't fight the urge to make things easier. Don't feel bad about taking a step back. We're not going on retreat. This is a re-evaluation. A lot of people don't know when heaven steps in to help them. They only pay attention when things go wrong. But you're not like them. You are being told this because you are supposed to follow through with what has already been done. Archangel Michael saw the fall, so you didn't have to be afraid to move forward. The stress you were under wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to get you in. And finally, one last truth for now. Things that changed around you aren't going backwards. Even if you have doubts, even if old thoughts come back, people may question your peace, but the shift is official. You are in a spiritually different place now, and what you do next will prove it. Take a deep breath. Take a break. What was taken away can't be brought back. What has been turned on will soon start to talk. Since you now know that something has changed, you need to figure out how it is affecting your daily life. The change didn't end on today. A date was the spark, not the whole thing that happened. Archangel Michael wants you to read the signs correctly so you don't get the wrong idea about what's going on around you, because they expect fireworks. A lot of people miss divine upgrades, but heaven moves through patterns, breaks, and small changes all the time. Did you notice that since that change, some conversations feel empty now? Words that used to have power over you now sound boring, repetitive, and even tiring. Being like this is neither cocky nor distant. This is the activation of discernment. The emotional hooks that kept you stuck in cycles you didn't need to be in were taken away when the dark resistance fell. Archangel Michael didn't just get rid of the bad guys. He brought back clarity, and clarity can be lonely before it feels strong. You might also feel a strange mix of hurry and patience. You have a fire inside you that says, "I can't stay here anymore." A calm voice says, "Wait, make a smart choice." On the other hand, being aware is not being confused. It is learning how to walk with alignment. You are no longer forced or scared to do something. Time is telling you what to do. This is why it would be bad to rush right now. Being aware is what the shift needs, not speed. Know this: when Archangel Michael sees dark forces fall, a hole is left in the world, and nature always makes up for empty spaces. What goes inside depends on what you agree on. That's why your thoughts are more important now. Your words are heard more. The choices you make have spiritual weight. You're not being checked out. Trust is being given to you. Heaven is watching how you handle peace after the war is over. People from your past may try to come back to you in a normal, not dramatic way. Messages and invitations that don't seem to go with the right time or place. This is not a mistake. Old doors try to open again to see if they still let people in when power changes hands. They don't, but it's up to you to keep them shut. Archangel Michael watches over you, but he won't stop you from doing what you want. You are protected by discernment. For now, let me be clear. You no longer need to explain yourself. There is no longer a need to over-explain, over-apologize, or over-prove something. That was a part of the old vibe. The new one responds to calm confidence instead of emotional work. If someone doesn't know your limits now, they were never meant to do well in your next season. This is also the reason why your sleep patterns, dreams, or thoughts first thing in the morning may have changed. Some of you have ideas that you didn't have when you went to sleep. Some of you get understanding downloads that you don't know where they came from. This isn't making things up. When there is less resistance, communication gets clearer. Archangel Michael doesn't yell, he lines up. Listen to what keeps going over and over again in a soft voice. Listen to this important note. Not everyone will be happy about this change. Some people will feel bad or even threatened without knowing why. Don't make it your own. Shadows change when the light gets brighter. You don't have to deal with other people's discomfort with your growth. Don't move around. Be nice. Do not give up. Let me talk about your part in this for a moment before I go any further. If you feel seen and understood in ways that aren't common, take a moment to show that you agree with this message. Please share this video with other people who are in the same shift as you. Give it to someone who hasn't been feeling well since today and can't figure out why. Let me know what changed around you in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and become a member, because what's next will require consistency and spiritual growth. This is not a place for fun. It's getting ready. Get your attention back now. Why Archangel? The reason Michael wants you to know this is that the next step needs your help. Now is the time of year when how you react is more important than what you do. How quickly doors open will depend on how you answer. You'll be safe in silence. Observation will show you the way. You are learning how to walk without calling out each step. Some of you feel like you need to clean up your space, move rooms around, let go of things that remind you of bad times. That's not a coincidence. Spiritual flow is encouraged by physical order. What can be seen must come after what can't be seen. Please don't fight these pulls. Because of them, the shift is becoming more real. Many people are afraid to say this truth. People who are used to struggling may be wary of ease. When chaos was the norm, peace can feel strange. But don't mess up the peace just because it's new. This stability won't go away. It's something that was earned. Now pay close attention. This is important. What I'm about to say next ties everything together. The change, the loss of resistance, and the strange feeling that a big thing is coming. Don't go yet. The next revelation will help you understand what is being put in place for you as well as what was taken away. You should now understand why the shift felt quiet but permanent, my dear. When Archangel Michael sees the dark resistance fall apart, heaven doesn't quickly make up for the noise. Instead, it makes things orderly. It's not emptiness that you feel right now. It's the authority taking its place. This is why your spirit feels keen, almost watchful, like there is something important going on in the background. That awareness is on purpose. You are being taught to see movement before it happens. There's an explanation. There weren't any instant rewards today. What changed around you wasn't what happened, but what was blocking what happened. Like a dam that broke quietly, imagine it. The land hasn't been flooded yet, but the pressure has changed. Not only is Archangel Michael a warrior, he is also a witness to orderly change. What was stopping you can't now. and what's coming must be clean and not rushed. You might feel a question coming up inside you. Wouldn't I be happy if so much resistance fell? We're not celebrating this season. It's about being in line. Following your victory, heaven does not give you chaos. It gives you responsibility. And taking on responsibility means learning how to live without being in survival mode all the time. Defensive thinking shaped your choices for a long time. Now, discernment has to shape them. Notice that you are taking longer to react. Situations that used to make people anxious are now met with silence. When arguments used to make you speak up, they don't matter as much now. This is not being emotionally numb. That's mastery. When a battle is already over, Archangel Michael doesn't rush into it again. So don't do that either. Some arguments will end on their own if you stop feeding them. That's also why the truth is coming out around you. Not all at once, not in a big way, but slowly. People are showing what they want to say without saying it. Environments show you whether they bring you health or illness. You're not guessing anymore. You are noticing. Whatever you see changes everything. When you reach clarity, it would be hard to go back to confusion. In the future, you won't pick that option. Now I'm going to say something that might be upsetting but is necessary. Some good things happened later because you stuck with old versions of yourself. Old patterns that taught you how to survive but not how to receive hurt you a lot. Yesterday, that loyalty was broken. Today, it was broken up. You were told you could grow past what kept you alive. Right here is where Archangel it gets very personal for Michael in his role. He does more than just find threats and get rid of them. He teaches guardians what to do. You are learning how to keep your time, energy, and attention safe. So distractions aren't as fun as they used to be. This is why some wants seem less important now. That's not because you don't want to win. It's because your spirit knows what's right. Do not be afraid of this narrowing. A clear river flows through rock. One that is spread out evaporates. Focus on what he's saying. There are some of you who feel like a long-standing problem with your home, identity, or foundation is about to come to light and be fixed. Not by fighting, but by letting the truth come out on its own. It's impossible for dark forces to hide when they lose. They come apart. Give them permission. Not forcing revelation is not necessary. It'll get there when it gets there. This is what's most important right now. Peace through obedience. It's not aligned if something makes you feel bad. It's part of the new order if something makes you more clear. Use this as a guide. Utilize it. Now, carefully take this. If this message backs up what you've been feeling, type, "I receive the shift" in the comments. Blessing code 939 was just made public. The Lord is telling me that what was unlocked around you is meant to be unlocked through you. If you give to this mission, you're not giving to a channel. You're letting light into places where it's still stuck in resistance. Giving makes God's hand a hammer for someone else, just like the walls fell around you. What you put in my work, I will put back in your house, I hear the Spirit say. Now is the time for you to act. Do not delay. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Archangel Michael doesn't rush to celebrate the victory when he sees the resistance fall. First, he sets up order. Now that order is setting in around you. And because chaos has been normal for so long, order can feel strange and even unsettling at first. Starting today, the deep level of your atmosphere has been reset. Things did not start with circumstances in this recalibration. It began with how they saw it. Something is different about how you see, think, and weigh things. That's why you're more aware, and your reactions have slowed down. You aren't responding out of fear or a sense of need anymore. You're answering from a clear place. It's no longer possible for you or Archangel Michael to act without thinking. You're learning the rhythm of heaven, which puts timing ahead of speed. You might have noticed that things you used to put up with now feel heavier than they did before. Conversations that seemed normal before now wear me out. Environments that once felt secure now feel confining. This isn't anger, pride, or judging. This is alignment, getting rid of things that don't fit anymore. When resistance went away, the fog that let misalignment stay was gone. Everything around you needs to either fit in with peace or show that it doesn't. It's also getting easier for you to make good decisions, not gut feelings caused by old hurts, but spiritual awareness based on clarity. Before they say anything, you can tell what they want. You can feel shifts coming before you can see them. When spiritual interference is taken away, this is what happens. When he speaks, Archangel Michael is not worried or confused. It is clear what he says, and now there is room in your life for clarity. Observe carefully how your actions have changed. You wait to answer before you answer. You're very careful with your words. You don't have to forever explain yourself or stand up for your rights. There is no withdrawal here. The power is here. No longer having to prove your point of view means that it is safe. Instead of being used as a defense, silence is now a strength. Another sign of this phase is losing interest in things that used to keep you busy. A lot of goals don't seem to matter. Some goals look and feel old. Doesn't mean you're losing interest. This means that your passion is getting stronger. Distractions are going away, making it easier to concentrate. The Archangel Michael focuses on one thing before moving, because he wants to hide something that expanding would show too soon. Some of you may be realizing that you're no longer fit in certain places, with certain people, or with certain expectations. It feels smaller in places. I feel limited by my roles. This is not being cocky. This is the right size. You have changed because you have grown. Since you aren't operating at the same level anymore, things that used to feel normal now feel frustrating. To prevent you from going back to where you were delivered, Archangel Michael changes your point of view. It's also possible that you feel a stronger pull toward quiet times. Isolation is not the same as purposeful stillness. This is where the integration takes place. Even though the change was spiritual, it needs to become part of your habits, who you are, and the choices you make every day. Stillness gives the new order a chance to take root. Do not struggle during this part. Heaven takes breaks between moves. What you think about yourself is changing. It's getting harder for old labels to stick. Words that were said over you when you didn't understand them no longer define you. Your view of yourself is changing from criticism to clarity. This inner alignment is very important. because what you allow and what you refuse depends on how you see yourself. Make sure you fully understand this. Whatever was taken out of your life after today wasn't meant to go with you. It doesn't matter if the removal felt sudden or if closure never came. It's often protection that looks like loss. When there is misalignment, Archangel Michael does not negotiate. He carefully takes it off to protect what's coming next. You might pray differently now. Not as much stress, not as much explaining, and more agreement. You're no longer pleading with God. You're getting in line with it. Communication based on trust has taken the place of prayer based on fear. This shift alone shows that you have regained your authority. You are being prepared for something real this season, not something vague or symbolic. It will affect your everyday life. It is being carefully put together because it needs to get there clean from the old atmosphere. This is why you need to be patient. Interference would be encouraged by speed. What haste would reveal, timing will conceal. If doubt says there is nothing going on, see that voice as the last echo of what was unable to get in. You don't always need to be reassured. Peace itself is proof. There is no stopping you. You are being set up. Maintain your balance. Keep your eyes open. Have a solid base. You don't need to wait for things to change. This is where you are, inside it. Positioning always comes before what can be seen. Dear one, we are now moving into a subtle but very powerful part of this shift. What happened near you wasn't just about getting rid of things and keeping things in order. It was also about changing the way things were going. As soon as there is less resistance and more clarity, heaven always changes its course. Archangel Michael does more than just protect a moment. A future is changed by him. This is where a lot of people get confused, because changes in direction don't always make themselves clear. You might feel like you're at a quiet crossroads, even though nothing major has happened yet. Although the old paths are still there, they don't pull at you anymore. The new paths aren't completely clear, but they feel like they've been here before. This isn't a mess. Now we're in transition. There is a time when discernment is very important, when the old loses power and the new is still taking shape. To make sure you don't move out of alignment too soon, Archangel Michael is watching over you. The way your priorities are changing within yourself is one of the most obvious signs that you are in this phase. What once seemed important is now just not necessary. What wasn't necessary before now seems necessary. It's getting harder for you to give people your time, energy, and even your emotions. This is not being selfish. We are being stewards. You're learning how to take care of the things that God gave you. An internal audit is also going on. You may look back on choices you made in the past and not feel bad about them, but understand why you made them. Clear patterns are emerging. Today's lessons finally make sense. This is not meant to hold you back. Instead, it's meant to free you from doing things again that you've already grown out of. Archangel Michael doesn't let wise people waste their time. Every experience you go through turns into new knowledge. You might feel more and more uncomfortable with connections at the surface level. Small talk can be draining. Performative relationships don't feel full. You want something real, honest, and deep. This is because getting aligned makes you want what's real even more. There is less tolerance for falseness when there is less false resistance. You aren't getting farther away. You're becoming smarter. This stage also brings a quiet bravery, a steady inner strength that doesn't need approval, not loud confidence or big claims. You are less affected by opinions, misunderstandings, and things that used to make you feel uneasy. This isn't because you don't care anymore. The reason is that your center has moved. Archangel Michael sets an anchor before moving forward. Keep in mind that this inner stability might make it harder for people who used to find it easy to get in touch with you. Some may test the limits without meaning to. Others may not understand your change. We're not attacking. Adjustment. People feel what's going on in your life before they fully understand it. Do not be mean, but be firm. It is not necessary to explain alignment. Additionally, you might want to learn, study, or comprehend deeper truths about yourself, your purpose, or spiritual principles. This interest isn't a fluke. As your understanding grows, your hunger for wisdom grows too. The Archangel Michael brings truth, not lies. He makes understanding better so that lies can't grow again. Being quiet is another important thing about this season. It's not necessary to act just because you can. Even though you can see well, you don't have to speak up right away. This is where you learn how important timing is. It's not as powerful to say things too early. Too hasty decisions need to be changed. There is no delay in waiting now. Alignment is getting better. At times you might feel a little out of sync with your old rhythm. There are days that feel different. Time seems to be changing. The reason for this is that your own pace has changed. You are no longer being pushed by outside forces. For guidance, look inside yourself. It takes time to make this adjustment. Do not rush to rebuild old things just to feel like you're back home. Trust that Archangel Michael is watching over you to protect you from both outside and inside threats. Old habits like overthinking, working too much, or trying to make up for things are slowly falling apart. You're learning how to live without having to prove your worth all the time. If this feels strange at first, that's because it is freedom. Please listen carefully. In this phase, you're getting ready for more visibility. Not always attention from the public, but spiritual visibility. More weight will be given to what you carry, what you say, and what you choose. So integrity is being improved right now. Expansion never comes before alignment. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself that nothing is stuck. It's being set up. Remember that clarity is already working in you when doubt creeps in. You're not behind, even if things are still coming together. Right now, you are where recalibration takes place. Pay attention. Stay on solid ground. Be ready to pick peace over what you know. Soon, the path being paved will need a step that feels both natural and brave. You will know it when it comes, when that time comes. Not through pressure, but through a deep inner knowing. At this point in the journey, my beloved, alignment stops being an idea and starts being a practice. A lot of people think that alignment is always easy. That's not how heaven works, though. Alignment feels steady, planned, and deeply led. Once the direction has been reset, the consistency is checked. Archangel Michael is watching not only what you do when things are really important, but also what you do over and over again when no one is supporting you and nothing seems important. Even though life may seem calmer now, it's actually busier on the inside. There is less chaos pulling at you, but you have more responsibility to use your judgment. You're not moving forward because resistance is no longer there. You are moving forward because of an agreement. Awareness is necessary for agreement. It can be strange to learn how to move without pushing yourself when your rhythm was formed through struggle. At this point, heaven sends soft invitations instead of loud ones. Doors open slowly. Ideas come up on their own. Conversations change on their own. It's meant to feel like nothing is dramatic. Archangel Michael coordinates timing so that motion feels natural rather than hurried. Do not be afraid when you hesitate. Often, hesitation is the mind making sure everything is in order before acting. Look at how the way you make decisions has changed. You're not just wondering if something will work. You're also wondering if it fits. You are thinking about effects that will last instead of ones that will help right away. This change keeps you from going through cycles that used to be hard on you. Where impulse once reigned, wisdom now controls. There may be times when you miss how intense earlier seasons were. Urgency is the feeling of always having to fight forward. That doesn't mean those times of the year were better. It means that your system is getting used to peace. When chaos was the norm, peace can feel strange. When survival was normal, stability can feel strange. Wait a little while longer. To be calm does not mean to stay still. It refers to the base. It's also possible that the way people talk to you will change. Some people are drawn to how steady you are. Some people are upset because they can't get you to react anymore. This is not your job to handle. Being calm is not an answer. It forms a line. Archangel Michael stands behind that line, protecting what you no longer need to protect. Taking care of your attention is another big theme this season. What you pay attention to gets stronger. What you stop giving power to loses it. That's why distractions are becoming clear. You're becoming aware of how some habits drain your energy, how some inputs make it hard to see clearly. This knowledge isn't meant to make you feel guilty. It is meant to restore power. You can now pick what shapes you. I'm going to take a moment to talk to you directly. Do not keep this message to yourself if it helps you understand what you are going through. Share this video to help other people who are quietly getting used to the same change. Tell someone who has felt a strange calm take over their old stress. When you feel calmer, I want you to help someone else by being a bridge. Please share this message with someone right now who has been going through a lot of confusion and has felt less stressed but doesn't know why. It's not just a video you send when you share this prophetic word. You are sending out an anointing. In their atmosphere, you are letting breakthrough happen. In the same way that walls fell around you, your willingness to share can set someone else free. Send it. Send a text. Put it up. Watch what God does with your faithfulness as this word goes through you. What has changed in you since today? Leave a comment. Make sure you're a member of this space and subscribe to this channel so that we can walk with you through these seasons over time, not just for a short time. Now return your attention. During this phase, you need to be quiet as well. You don't need to be told everything you already know. You don't need an audience for every realization. You are learning the difference between being revealed and being at the right time. Things said too soon gain weight. When led, silence keeps the momentum going. If you want to speak with authority, Archangel Michael can teach you how to do that too. Some days, it may look like nothing is moving in the outside world. You feel progress inside though. Trust that growth doesn't always show up right away. Before branches grow, roots grow deeper. Before it can be seen, strength grows in a quiet way. Long before it bears fruit, alignment matures beneath the surface. You are also being taught to spot fake emergencies. Something doesn't have to be the most important thing just because it needs attention. Peace has turned into a filter for you. If something is making you feel bad, you should look into it before you do anything about it. Alignment doesn't need constant response. It needs a thoughtful response. The discipline is getting better right now. How you plan your day, take breaks, and say no. These picks are more important now than they were before. Not because you're under a lot of stress, but because you can handle more now. What's coming will need to be long-lasting. Archangel Michael is not getting you ready for being burned out. He is teaching you how to be strong. As soon as you feel antsy, stop and remember this. There are no delays. Everything is being set up. There is nothing missing. It is just being put in place. The quiet you feel is not a sign of absence. It is a building being put together. Stay put here. This part of the trip is very important. Do not rush by it. You'll quickly understand why this time of stability was needed. What's going to happen next will tie together everything you felt, thought, and sensed into a clear path. My beloved, what happens in this stage is a level of awareness that many people never reach because they can't wait for the reward and they can't believe without seeing proof. Now is the time to be sure of what you know, not through loud signs or outside approval, but through a quiet alignment that settles deep inside you. After stability and discipline have been built, heaven starts to show patterns that were always there but were hidden by noise and pressure before. Archangel Michael doesn't rush this reveal because too much knowledge too soon can be overwhelming instead of empowering. You might start to notice that the things going on around you are connecting in deep, subtle ways. Not big breakthroughs, but just the right time. A conversation gives you an answer to a question you didn't say out loud. After the fact, you realize that the thing that delayed you would have worn you out. After a long silence, an idea comes back clear and ready to be used. These events are not happening by chance. They prove something. Alignment talks softly, but it says the same thing over and over until you recognize it. People in this phase often think back without feeling bad about it. You find yourself thinking about the past with understanding instead of pain. You finally understand why some doors wouldn't open, why plans fell through at the last minute, and why some connections couldn't go on. What used to feel like rejection is now showing itself to be safety. Archangel Michael wasn't leaving you without good things. He was watching over your future. This realization quietly lets go of anger you might not have known you still had. Along with this, your ability to figure out other people's and your own motives is getting better. You are learning not only what you want, but also why you want it. This is very important because good intentions lead to stable results. When desire is in sync with action, results last. You're not driven by the need to prove yourself, get away from pain, or make up for old hurts. You are making your choice from a place of being whole, not lacking. You might feel like you don't need approval as much as you used to. Thank you for the praise. You are no longer unstable due to criticism. This emotional freedom is not the same thing as distance. It grounds you. When your center is safe, opinions from other people can't affect your peace. Archangel Michael builds identity first, then influence, because influence without identity leads to confusion. In this stage, silence acts as a teacher. What isn't happening teaches you just as much as what is. Not moving at all is not the same thing as being stuck. It is a calculation. Heaven sometimes stops moving so you can see what's important. You would miss the lesson in the pause if everything happened at once. It's not empty here, this stillness. It's meant to teach. You might also feel more sensitive to the truth. It is easier to see when something is inconsistent. It's uncomfortable to use forced energy. You are no longer impressed by how someone looks. Substance is crucial. Integrity is important. Depth is significant. This isn't giving up hope. It's clarity that makes discernment better. What is real is valued more than what is impressive by alignment. Keeping your emotions in check is another sign of this season. Things that used to make me react strongly are now seen as information rather than threats. You watch instead of taking in. You answer instead of reacting. This is not being emotionally distant. It's emotional growth. Archangel Michael teaches people to be aware before they act, because acting without being aware breaks cycles that were already broken. There may be times when you feel like no one is seeing or noticing you. This might feel weird if you used to judge your progress by how well you got noticed or responded to something. But know this truth: away from the spotlight, some of the most important changes take place. Without a foundation, visibility will fall apart. Heaven builds slowly so that what comes out can stand up to pressure. You are also learning to trust your own confirmation more than confirmation from other people. When something is aligned, you can feel it without other people agreeing with you. This deep knowing is strong. It keeps you stable when your thoughts and circumstances change. There is no longer any outsourcing of certainty. It's on your back. Be kind and honest with yourself during this phase. Not harsh self-judgment, but a clear understanding of who you are. You start to understand which habits help you and which ones hurt you in the background. You know where you still fall back on old habits when you're stressed. This is not condemnation. It's just awareness. There is a chance. You can make a different choice based on what you see clearly. The presence of Archangel Michael. This article is both helpful and safe. He is showing you how to stand without preparing for a fall, how to keep going without always looking for danger, how to get by without plates. It takes time to get used to this new way of being. Allow yourself some time to learn how to live without always being on guard. You might feel like you're getting ready for something even though you don't know what it is. This is getting ready for alignment signaling. It's not your job to make things clear. It will come when the time is right and the chance is there. Until then, it's up to you to stay calm, aware, and ready to act. If you get impatient, remind yourself that clarity comes in layers. Every layer gets you ready for the next one. There is no waste here. There is no chance. These quiet moments are meant to be there. This is the area where understanding grows and clear direction is set. During this season, stay present. Do not rush your thoughts or feelings. This stage is making you more aware of what's coming next. It won't feel chaotic or hard to understand when the time comes to move. It will feel stable, clear, and clearly in line. You are closer than you think, and everything you feel is getting you ready to see what is about to appear in front of you. Now is the time to stop and really feel this clarity. Let's seal this moment with your agreement if you feel like you're finally understanding more and seeing things that were hidden before. Without a doubt, write the word Amen in the comments below, not quickly, but as a statement that your eyes are opening, your perception is getting better, and you are ready to see the truth clearly. Write Amen right now, and let it be your yes to the opening of heaven. My beloved child, this is the point where what wasn't seen starts to gently push against what can be seen. It's not quite clear yet, but your spirit can already tell what it is. At this point in the journey, being ready meets being responsible. Once confirmation is done, commissioning can begin. Archangel Michael doesn't push people forward quickly. He puts them in place so that their inner posture matches the weight of what's about to happen. The same thing is happening to you right now. You might feel like you're getting more serious. Not weight, but gravity. Some choices seem to have more meaning. Some words seem to have more weight. Because you're no longer standing on ground that isn't stable. There was more room after the shift earlier. But now heaven is checking to see how clear you are. Without character, power is never released. Without trust, authority is never granted. This phase might feel heavy in a quiet way. Not dramatic events, but becoming more aware of oneself. You're noticing places where compromise used to sneak in without anyone noticing. You're noticing how fear affected choices in a small way. This is not a ruling of guilt. This is getting better. Archangel Michael is known for both protecting people and making sure that everything is in line with God's plan. He makes things even stronger so they don't break when they're put under stress later. It's also possible that you feel more separated, not alone, but different. You are becoming aware that not everyone can join you in what is happening. Some links changed with the seasons. Some roles were short-term. It may be hard to come to this realization, but it is necessary. What lies ahead calls for clear companionship. There can be no crowding in alignment. At the same time, people are becoming more determined. You're not as ready to give up your peace for approval, not as willing to fold up to stay warm. Revolt is not what this is. It's grown up. You have chosen alignment over making room for others. For those who choose truth over ease, Archangel Michael is there. You may have noticed that chances now come with responsibilities. No longer does anything feel casual. A lot of weight is put on even small choices. This isn't stress, it's trust. Heaven treats you like a person who can manage influence. Being faithful in small things is being closely watched, even if that influence is small and personal for now. During this phase, you are also asked to let go of your hesitation. Not carelessness, but hesitancy that comes from old fears. You need to believe what you know. Now that you have enough information, you can take some steps without needing to be told over and over again. Though doubt may still whisper, it no longer rules. It has been supplanted by discernment. There may be times when your spirit is stretched, not overloaded but grown. The stretching is getting ready. Capacity is getting bigger. Archangel Michael increases your capacity before giving you more work to do, so you don't break under the weight of what you prayed for. Keep in mind that resistance might try to test you again, but this time it might not use force, but something else to keep you busy. Old habits might come back. Old thoughts might come back to you. This is not going backwards. Checking is what it is. It will be clear what no longer fits. You'll see it right away and make a different choice. That choice is important. In this phase, there is also a call to be honest in private. What you do behind closed doors shapes what you show the world later. Alignment is shown not by words but by actions that are always the same. As you grow, you will become someone who can be trusted with power without losing your humility. Take some time to really understand this. You're not getting ready for chaos. You are getting ready to be a steward. What's coming will need stability, wisdom, and self-control. This is why you feel calm and alert in your spirit. You are not excited. You are on the edge of responsibility. Now get this activation. And now, I want to talk directly to those who are ready to go on this journey with me all the way through, not just during times of trouble, but all year long. If this message has made you feel something and you know that you need ongoing guidance and spiritual growth to keep what it has set off going, then please subscribe to this channel. You're not just following a platform when you click the subscribe button. You are getting in tune with a steady flow of prophetic guidance. You are telling heaven, I want to stay in line. I want all of the downloads, alerts, and activations that come through this vessel. Signing up is a promise to be consistent. It sets you up to receive right away what God sends through this ministry. Don't let this moment go by without making sure you're connected to what's next. To ensure your spot in this prophetic stream, click subscribe right away. Type, I am ready to steward, in the comments if you feel like you are getting ready for this. Now active is blessing code 1818. As this sense of readiness takes over, hear this clearly. God is making something in you that will affect other people. By giving to this mission, you are planting seeds in lives that are still facing resistance and are waiting for clarity to come through. As you help my word spread, I will give you more, I hear the Spirit say. Keep this as a gift. It's like obedience moving. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. The next event will tie everything together. Beloved, we are now entering a phase where understanding becomes being. Everything you felt, learned, and understood is no longer meant to stay inside of you. Now is the time when alignment starts to show in the way you live, make choices, and walk. It was clear, not loudly or in a showy way. While Archangel Michael tells people about things, he doesn't prepare them. He gets them ready to change into something else. That changing is happening now. You might notice that being here feels different. Without trying or putting in any effort, you have a steady presence that changes the air around you. People may feel calmer or more reflective when they're near you. They might talk to you out of the blue. Some people may pull away without giving a reason. This is not because of something wrong with you, because being in the right place has weight. When someone isn't split up inside, it makes things stand out. In this phase, things are coming together. The clarity you got is becoming a part of your daily life. Your habits are changing because of the discernment you gained. The peace you work to protect is now your normal state. This is important because your actions always speak louder than what you know in your head. Archangel Michael is bringing harmony into your life, so that what you do and how you feel are in sync. You might feel more and more uncomfortable with inconsistency, especially when it comes to yourself. Even small concessions feel heavy right now. Saying yes when you really mean no causes friction within the group. This isn't guilt. This is the awakening of integrity. Anything that isn't in alignment becomes clear as the alignment gets deeper. Being aware of this is not meant to trap you. It's meant to give you the freedom to pick something else. It's also becoming stronger in its determination. When things get tough, you're less likely to give up on your values. You're not as likely to make hasty decisions just to get rid of pain. This doesn't mean you're stiff. It means that you are stable. Anchored individuals are capable of moving without getting lost. You may find that clarity this time of year makes you take small but important steps. A talk you can't avoid. A limit that you must finally stick to. A bad habit you need to break. These aren't big moves, but they make a difference. Alignment is kept up by making honest, consistent choices. Archangel Michael strengthens alignment by telling the truth, not by trying to avoid it. You may also have noticed that you can't handle as much mental, emotional, or even digital noise. It's draining to be overstimulated. Too much input feels annoying. This is because your system has been set up to be clear. Now noise gets in the way of seeing clearly. Silence backs it up. You naturally move toward things that feed you instead of things that overwhelm you. You may have to be patient again during this phase, but in a different way. Not impatience with answers, but impatience with how things aren't lined up. You might want to quickly fix things or correct other people. Pay attention here. No control is necessary for alignment. It needs an example. Do what you know. Let other people adjust at their own speed. There is a quiet authority growing in you that doesn't make itself known. As you learn, consistency is more important than persuasion when it comes to having an effect. People believe in things that are stable. They pay attention to what is felt. Archangel Michael gets this very well. Darkness does not agree with him. He moves it by being there. You may also face times when you have to make small decisions that test you, not big problems. There will be times when you might fall back on old habits because they are comfortable. These times are important, not because you are weak, but because doing something over and over again makes the alignment stronger. The old has less power each time you choose what lines up. Being humble is another important part of this phase. Not putting yourself down, but being grounded. You understand that being clear is a gift, not a goal. This keeps your heart open and lets you improve your posture. Archangel humility is important for Michael because it keeps authority clean. You are also becoming more aware of when things happen, when to do something, when to wait, when to talk, and when to be quiet. This is not hesitation, it's sensitivity. It's understanding honed. Timing keeps alignment safe. You might not get as much out of what you release at the wrong time. What you keep for too long may no longer be useful. You're getting better at knowing when the right time is. You shouldn't be shocked if life seems easier or quieter now. Complexity often came from fights within people. As that conflict goes away, things become simpler. This lack of fancy is not a lack. It's stillness in motion. Allow this to fully settle. You're no longer getting ready to change. They are changing you. The shift is no longer coming. It is coming together. Archangel Michael is no longer in front of you. He is standing with you and reiterating what has already been said. Stay faithful in little things. Be honest with yourself. Pay attention to peace. What you're building right now is strong, stable, and ready to carry what comes next. The next event will show you how this embodied alignment starts to show up in your life in the form of real results. When it does, you'll know it, because it will confirm what you already knew. Now that we've reached this point, my beloved, alignment starts to show up more clearly in the physical parts of your life. Things that were inside, hidden, and very personal are now starting to connect with events, timing, and real-world movement. Because manifestation comes with responsibility, this is where a lot of people feel uneasy. When things start to change in the outside world, you can't hide behind being ready anymore. Archangel Michael doesn't show results, until the inner structure is strong enough to hold them. You now have that strength. You might notice small but clear changes happening all around you. Things that were stuck before start to move forward on their own. Conversations start on their own. Solutions show up without any trouble. These aren't sudden miracles that are meant to amaze you. These signs show that the alignment is working. Movement is smooth instead of stressful when there is no resistance and integrity is present. This part might feel less busy than expected. You might have thought that progress would be dramatic or overwhelming, but it feels more like it's happening slowly. That was done on purpose. What comes into your life now won't disturb your peace, says Archangel Michael. When something comes aligned, you'll never have to give up stability to keep it going. You may also notice that you need to use your discernment to make decisions that affect your daily life. What to commit to, where to spend your time, and who you can trust with your life. This is important. Alignment doesn't always mean that things are good. It means you can see what belongs and what doesn't now. Wisdom is not just understood, it is also put to use. You're becoming more sure of the choices you're making, not pride or certainty about what will happen, but faith in your ability to make the right choice. It took time and quiet work to build this trust. Every moment spent holding back, every boundary respected, and every pause made when it would have been easier to rush was worth it. These times helped me learn how to discern. This kind of confidence comes from clarity, not ego, which is why Archangel Michael likes it. Another test may come your way, but not in the way you expect. Tests now come in the form of chances. There may be choices that look good, but don't quite feel right. This is where you can see your growth. You don't chase after things that look cool if they make you feel bad. You pick what lines up, even if it takes a while to happen. Making that choice will keep what is being built safe. During this stage, anticipation changes what it means. You're not waiting any longer. You're giving something time to grow up. That's a very different pose. Waiting means lack. Trust is needed to allow. You are no longer trying to make time happen. You are being helpful to it. I'm going to take a moment to talk to you directly. Take action on this message if it helps you understand what is happening in your life right now. Share this video to help others who are quietly taking steps to get in line. Someone who feels change but can't quite explain it should read this. Please leave a comment about what you have seen changing around you. Make sure you're a member of this channel and subscribe to it, because this journey doesn't end when you become aware of it. It keeps going with wisdom, and consistency matters here. Now I want to talk to those who can feel how heavy what is being built is. The difference between those who visit the promise and those who possess it is consistency. Now is the time to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's not enough to just join a community when you subscribe. You are setting off a prophetic alignment. You're making sure that every word that comes out this season gets to you at the right time. God works in patterns, and this channel is a part of those patterns that He is using to get His people ready. Don't let waiting or other things keep you from seeing what's coming out next. Immediately click subscribe. Let this be your statement that you are walking in line with God's plan. Go back to the message now. This season also gives us a chance to let go of old ways of measuring success. No longer are speed or comparisons used to measure your progress. You are measuring by how peaceful, clear, and long-lasting it is. This new definition is very important. Archangel Michael never guides people to success at the expense of their soul. He shows them how to be good stewards, which makes life more abundant. You might find that you are pickier about who you tell about your plans. This isn't kept secret out of fear. This is knowledge that comes from having lived. Not everyone needs to see what is still being made. When you protect something holy, it gets stronger. The best ally of alignment is occasionally silence. You can also see how emotionally far you have come during this phase. Things that used to make people anxious are now looked at with calm. Your paralysis from uncertainty has ended. You believe in your ability to find your way around things you can't see yet. This isn't because you know everything. It's because you trust the person led you. Keep in mind that quiet pride may try to show itself through quiet self-reliance. Do not forget this. Through humility, alignment is preserved. You didn't get here just by being strong. Even when he is not seen, Archangel Michael has always played his part. Gratitude keeps things in order. Stop if you feel like you need to move quickly, just to make sure that something is getting done. Trust me, you'll be interested in what happens next. What's coming will make sense of all the delays, tweaks, and quiet tests you passed. Now the bigger picture starts to come together, and you'll be glad you paid attention. Stay steady, stay humble, stay open to feedback. The last part of the process will bring closure, clarity, and a full understanding of why. That's how important today was. You are now in a sacred space, my beloved, where understanding starts to bring real closure. The end of this story is not marked by loss. Instead, it is marked by meaning, clarity, and restoration. Everything that has happened to you since today has led you to this point. Archangel Michael doesn't step in and then back off. When he sees a shift, he also makes sure it happens. Right now, you are marking the end of a long spiritual journey. While you may feel calmer than relief, you may also feel a quiet anticipation that you can't quite put your finger on. It's not stress, not being able to wait. It's the feeling that something is finally in its place. You're not making this feeling up. Closure is securing itself inside of you. Sometimes, real closure doesn't come with explanations, apologies, or justice that can be seen. It often comes as peace where there was chaos, and now you're feeling more at peace. You are getting a better picture of your past. Seasons that didn't seem to go together before are now showing a pattern. Battles that didn't seem necessary are showing why they happen. Detours that once seemed like extra time now make sense for safety. You no longer want to know why things happened to you. You're seeing how they changed you. This change in how you see things is not emotional detachment. It's grown up. Archangel Michael looks out for people who are ready to see the truth without being angry about it. This phase has a lot to do with letting go. Not an emotional release or a harsh cutting away, but a natural letting go. You might notice that memories that used to make you feel strong emotions no longer do. Triggers from the past don't rise like they used to. Some fears aren't as strong as they used to be. In no way does this mean that those experiences were not important. It means they are no longer in charge. You now have authority again. On a deep level, people are also forgiving each other. There may not always be peace, and words may not always be spoken, but there is freedom within. Emotional weight that wasn't meant to stay with you is off of you now. Forgiveness in this case does not make what happened okay. It doesn't want to follow you forward. Archangel Michael doesn't let the people he watches over stay tied to things that no longer have power. You might notice that it's getting easier to get what you want. What you want is more important than what you want less of. You no longer like having too much. Truth, stability, and depth all contribute. Getting rid of some things is not loss. It's a step up. As clarity grows, layers that aren't needed naturally fall away. You're not as interested in things that look good but are empty. You feel less sure of yourself now, but more sure of yourself. You don't need to be reassured to feel safe. Do not look for approval in order to feel grounded. Even though the whole picture is still being made, you already know who you are becoming. This doesn't mean that growth is over. It means that the breaking up is over. Integration is currently occurring. There are no longer two parts to your inner world. It's also possible that your prayers will feel different. There should be less hurry and more trust and agreement. No longer are you pleading with God to save you from chaos. Being a partner with something that is already in sync is really cool. This change shows that you have grown spiritually. Archangel Michael works closely with people who can walk in agreement instead of need. The emotional power of old cycles is going away completely. You no longer feel threatened by patterns that you used to fear repeating. You notice them right away and make a different choice without trying. This isn't being too alert. It is awareness that comes from being healed. You are no longer protecting wounds. Peace is safe with you. Keep in mind that completion can feel soft. There might not be a big event that marks the end of this chapter. There is calm instead. There is no doubt. You can be ready without feeling rushed. That's how you know something is end to end. When you don't have to keep thinking about the past, you may find that your gratitude grows in ways you didn't expect. Not just for big wins, but also for sticking with it. Not only for answers, but also for safety during times of trouble. Gratitude leads to a healing point of view. Archangel Michael values gratitude because it recognizes help that was there even when it wasn't seen. As this chapter comes to a close, space is being made on the outside. There needs to be room for what's next. Taking on new responsibilities means letting go of old weight. So the release is taking place now. You can't carry the past and the future at the same time. Your past is not being erased in a way that makes sense. Wisdom still exists. Strength stays. Discernment is still available. The only thing leaving is the load. The only thing that is falling away is the extra weight. What made you, you will stay. What held you back is not. Recognize how far you've come and pause. When you were judged on your own, not against other people. The version of you that made it through is respected. You are no longer being led by them, though. What is going to happen in the end won't feel strange or overwhelming. It'll feel easy, steady, and right, because it had been slowly coming together for a long time, waiting for this moment to come. My beloved child, this is the moment when everything comes together, not in noise or shock, but in the truth. What started out as a quiet shift is now over. It wasn't just a date today. It was an exchange of power. What Archangel Michael saw back then is now fully a part of your life. You are no longer in the middle of a transition. You are in the right place. Some things may no longer feel forced to you. There is no more inner resistance. The questioning has stopped being so constant. There's no need for you to look for signs like you used to because you already know. This is not pride to know this. It's alignment grown up. Truth doesn't yell when it's ready to be heard. It takes a break. This last step is about being recognized. Not approval from other people, but approval from yourself. You can now see what changed around you, why it had to change, and why it was not possible before. You were safe thanks to timing. Delay made you better. Silence gave you more strength. Archangel Michael didn't just get rid of the darkness to make you feel better. He did it to help you understand things better for good. You're not the same person who always needed to be reassured. You are no longer driven by the need to prove yourself or the fear of losing. The way you move has changed. You now make a different choice. You answer instead of reacting. There's proof of the shift there. It's not through chaos that the biggest changes are announced. They show who they are through peace. You are also being held down by a deep sense of stability. It doesn't shake you as much as it used to, even when there is uncertainty. You trust the process even when you can't see the results. This trust isn't just there. It is a dynamic alignment. You're not carrying the past with you as you walk forward. You may realize that some problems ended on their own without any explanation. Some people lost power without getting into a fight. Some fears went away on their own. That is how legal spiritual power works. Access ends when permission runs out. Archangel Michael keeps things in order without making a fuss. What fell can't come back. At this point, your discernment also turns into protection for other people, not by preaching or persuading, but by being there. Words won't be enough to describe how you carry peace, clarity, and restraint. It's not your job to save people. You should show them the truth so they can choose it. Do not take what has been given to you lightly. This isn't about fame. It's about being a good steward. You are now in charge of keeping an eye on what has been fixed. Peace, clarity, and being in the right place. Be careful with them. Pick places that are good for them. Pick conversations that treat them with respect. When noise doesn't offer anything, choose silence. Know this as this chapter comes to a full end. You were always on time. You were never forgotten. We will never forget you. Every move, pause, and change of direction was planned. Heaven doesn't waste people who obey. Archangel Michael doesn't give up on his duties. What was promised has now been put in the right place. And now get this last activation. In the comments type, "I walk in divine authority," if this message has made you sure of your path. Over your life, blessing code 4449 has now been released. Let this moment turn into obedience now. As soon as this assignment is done, hear this clearly. God wants what He has done in you to flow through you. By giving to this mission, you help get this word to people who are still waiting for freedom and clarity. The Lord is telling me, those who stand with my work now, I will stand with in the days to come. This isn't kindness. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Finally, before you leave, I want to give you a task that will be a breakthrough not only for you but for everyone who is connected to you. Send this video to other people. Now, it should be sent to someone who needs to know that their shift is over. Spread the word on Facebook, in groups, and with your family. You are not just giving information when you share this word from the prophet. You are giving off an anointing. You are applying the breakthrough you had to someone else's situation. There is honor in being a channel for God's word. Stay on the ground. Stay in line. What has changed around you is over, and what comes next will be ready for you. I want you to do one simple thing that is more important than you think before we end this activation. Click the like button on this video right now with your finger. This isn't just a show of kindness. This is a sign from God. It starts a flow of God's favor over your life when you like this video. You're telling heaven, take this. I agree with this. I'm getting ready for the blessings that this word will bring. You can sign your agreement by clicking the like button. That what was said here is true for you is your agreement. Press it now. Let your like come from the knowledge that good things are happening for you right now. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life. If you follow it, you won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional, but your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.